everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be playing some more Disco Elysium. Look at us looking rather gentlemanly. After the last episode, I decided to take off my pants and my shoes because, what was it? I got negative savior fare and yeah, on him 2 of it, and I wasn't feeling it. I don't even know what that is, actually. Hold on, let me look. I was just looking at my character sheet. Yeah, I want to be sneaky. What if I wanted to be sneaky? So, I'm not wearing anything at the moment. I assume no one is going to judge me. But if you do judge me, and if you do judge this video, and you do like it, remember to hit the like and subscribe button, leave me a comment below, and we'll just get right into this, you know? Alright, so today we're gonna I took us to where we were gonna be. We're gonna talk to this lady. I think this is the representative lady.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
All right.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce.
Hello, Joyce.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines.
There we go.
The owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
That is Joyce L. What does the L stand
Peyton,
for?
my maiden name.
What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Relax. She meant it in jest.
Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
Well, that's good to know.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview.
I will.
I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic.
Okay.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes, I am.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
Sloop.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Yeah, cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
But the Dolores
Why Dolores?
feels pretty.
Well, it means nothing to me.
Wow.
I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
How do you like
My
it?
sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Excuse me?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Do you have a license for the
Officer,
boat?
I assure you, I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles.
Lucky.
Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
Can I see your
I just
license?
renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not 1, but 2 insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
Let me see it.
Actually, you don't.
What do you mean?
The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little-known fact among us law officials.
Okay, forget the stupid
About the
Wayfarer.
boat?
Not a lot of people on boats
Of
are
course
there.
there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
We're on archipelago.
Yes, we are on Le Caillou.
Caillou, I thought we were on
We
Revachol.
are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
I still haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around
I
here.
haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It's not a toy.
Neither is this.
Huh.
A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Yes, I do.
You have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend down.
Let's talk about the economics of the boat you're on.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Yes, exactly.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Oh, we gotta do it.
Your synapses flesh.
So much space. This house was built before the revolution.
Okay, it is anti-centennial.
These people who live there now lead different lifestyles, if you don't know what I mean.
I
If you
assure you, they drove
do know
quite
what
a
I mean.
hard bargain for this space. But you're right. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my fast, lightweight, interminably bourgeois boat.
I think I've handled the boat then.
Good.
Tell me about the Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
So what do they
The
do?
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
Okay.
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies
Tribes.
awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
What are the other Indo tribes?
Saint-Baptiste, LUM, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
You're a good company,
Why,
it
thank you.
seems. How much does it make?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Jesus.
A billion?
That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time.
And to think, there are years when the group books losses in the billions. Walpines employs 72,000 people, all of whom have families that depend on their salaries. It is a tremendous responsibility.
And where did they get all these
They
billions at?
started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormentang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
This probably helps to start out with a royal monopoly.
You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
You don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company's nothing without them.
We built this district.
We, there it is. She owns up to it.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions, the plaza's meteor and mosaic, even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
I want to see the nice part of town of Revachol.
Before Martinaise was swallowed by the Industrial Harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees.
Revacholian.
A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about the strike then?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus, I will slay it.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
I'm not very civilized.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What's your role in this?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
Okay.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Well, that's obvious.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
So it is. The strike is connected to the lynching.
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
You mean Measurehead?
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
How were they talking before the
Let's
lynching?
say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
Okay.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous, even. It's meant.
What
There
were
are
their demands?
leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
True. Over-aggressive commie
In its
posturing.
defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
They probably don't even know what it
Fortunately,
means.
they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinaise terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
The workers can't be kings. The king's a king. King is dead. Long live the workers. I'm pretty funny, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyar at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Oh, mañana.
This checks out.
What happened to the
Mr.
other guy?
Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Oops, sorry. Okay.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
Did you put the scabs there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrog, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to?
Yeah.
Don't let her answer it herself.
No, I mean the scabs. Let's call them strike breakers. You put them there, right? Yeah, I do the strike breakers.
If these strike breakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
So yes.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
What do you think of
Everard
Everett?
Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and
Ew.
I have blood.
If you were to prick it with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
That's Everett,
He is
all
the
right.
most
He seems
corrupt
gross.
individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably
Venal?
nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There's two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the Brothers'
The
Clare?
Deviantart Union was once a perfectly normal institution.
Okay.
20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob.
Yeah,
The
that.
Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is...
I think they're a mob. A socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
One more thing. You said something happened in the election.
I'm glad you asked. There was
Ooh,
a
that's
woman,
very nice.
the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
They killed her?
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Exactly.
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman.
What?
In private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name. And I don't have access to the Union's files.
That's eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild
So they
Pines
killed her.
suspected foul
No, not
play.
killed her.
But what could they do? It was a Union matter.
They, threatened her, blackmailed her, or something.
The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Let's change the
Of
topic.
course. How else can I help?
By the way, I've talked to Everett Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
He's not the champion I've chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you in the cause of the capital. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. I didn't like him.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Worm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
I don't like him.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
I pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Worm myself.
Worm?
However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you?
Oh.
Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Mr. Everett's helping me find my
Oh.
gun.
That's so helpful of him.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear his jaw muscle is trembling.
Listen, we're trying to make friends here.
When I said be wacky, I didn't mean wildly, grossly irresponsible and damaging to the RCM.
Oh.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun?
Mr. Everett says it's almost ready to be found
Did
soon.
he now? Well, then it should be any day now. Unless, of course, he's
Exactly.
lying to you. Anyway, was there anything else you've heard?
Perhaps he is.
This one.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making?
The cook makes it to keep the strikers drunk, helps them
The
strike.
strike brew. That's a classic.
That's a classic?
And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
I turned the hob
I'm
down.
curious. I will choose to interpret that as you turning the alcohol in the strike brew down. For the sake of our professional relationship. And because I don't like the idea of them any more drunk than they already are. What else?
Let's
Of course,
see.
Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
What can you tell me
Quite
about
a
the
few
lynching?
things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade
Okay.
secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective?
I lost my badge.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up,
Oh.
please.
She can't. She won't let me just say that. I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say about drinking. So I'm gonna say this
Oh,
one.
dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
She must have been suspecting something for a while now.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
I need
Of
to find my
course,
badge.
I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Fuck.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
I guess we'll do this in case it goes away. I guess.
She's a
Oh, it
negotiator.
fucking worked.
Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
Like?
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade.
Oh.
This is an open secret in Martinaise. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
Okay.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones, or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Oh, shit.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse me a moment. Yes.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta.
Excuse me? What's my stomach growling?
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
What vow?
The vows are blood and flesh.
What lord? What?
Lower intestine. The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Bruta.
What is fascism, though?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems?
I thought you were my
Quit
circular
stalling,
dissident.
Bruta. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link.
The fine answers?
Yes, them. But also, women.
Huh?
Women.
Woman.
Men of war.
Oh.
You don't like them. They're insane.
Hello?
Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to the fucking kitchen. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that woo men need to know their place. You're going to keep your voos, right? Keep your
Voos?
voos, Brota.
Vows, brother? Oh my god, I guess.
For the nation, smart. Best not to mention the woo men too often. That's why you're the head and I am the stomach.
I'm just gonna pat my stomach, because that was weird. What does it do? Revachol Oh, I have... One composure down. Interesting. I have 2 level ups, by the way. Just saying. What do you have to say?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, detective.
How'd you hope it go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Oh, so we're I thought it was
This
going well.
woman is running circles around us.
Oh.
She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
We don't
No.
investigate?
If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we're on their take. We'd
Are
never
we
hear the end
not?
of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we
Okay.
investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
We can find my
Oh,
badge.
That would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
Oh.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Okay.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Do you know about these
That's
tattoos?
the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about
Better
the
not
tattoos.
tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope
She's-
there is something else I can help you with.
You seem smart. I need someone to give me the lowdown on this reality we're
This-
in.
Reality.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
I'm investing into the world I find myself in.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
My theory is that this inquiry into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They're all really one and the same.
Are they now?
Yes.
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Where are we?
We're in Martinaise, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
And what is Martinaise?
Martinaise is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the Industrial Harbour,
Okay.
north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say.
Oh,
Forgotten even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
what's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
What kind of city?
Great kind.
Is it?
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond patriotism.
What?
A
Yeah. What's so
fact.
great about it? I haven't
History
heard anything.
detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
When was it built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Okay, but who did it?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million
Jesus.
people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're in the unimportant part of an important
I
place.
think it's fair to say so. Martinaise is about
A sparkle of lights on the horizon, like morning stars above the curvature of the planets.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That
Ah.
soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom, coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
Temporary research bonus. 3 hours. I have to unlock a new slot. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of maybe... No, I'm just gonna unlock one. And then we'll do this one. Because it takes forever.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
You're right now, Lieutenant. I'll
It's
continue
better
later.
not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
But I'm gonna do this one real quick. What is...
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Tell
A
me
little
about...
that I know. Anything else?
Tell me about the alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and
Not
dextroamphetamine,
meth.
GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
So it comes from Samara to Revachol through the
Yes.
terminals.
After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
I want to go to Jamrock.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
Okay.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Okay.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know.
Oh wait, I just did that.
And
Sorry.
yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
Okay.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
I'm going to need a bolt cutter for this.
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries.
Oh.
Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now.
Yes.
Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river
Okay.
Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer.
All right.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Okay.
She's simply
Of course, Detective.
We'll go on that for right now. She has a lot of things we can talk about. But I think that was enough for that. I think we could talk to her for hours on hours. But we got some tasks from her, so why not do that? Also, I have 18 dollars. I want the frog hat. Oh, who's this? T-shit ain't nothing to me. Tis shit. So... does he sell clothes too?
there are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
Save the economy? That sounds off.
What are you talking about?
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco.
Why exactly does the economy need saving?
Look around, officer. You see all these premium goods just sitting there? Not
Premium.
getting bought? We've got to keep the flow of goods moving. Is this really the economy we want to leave to our children?
It's just nature. Powerful economic expand weak economics. This economy is really just a distraction for the cultural issues, you know, immigrants and
And what?
socialists in academia. That one.
Oh. Look, man, I'm not into politics. I like everyone. Check out the box.
Okay,
You find
let me
your
look at the
hands
box.
deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. The box smells like cat piss or like an old person with no money.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first hand, buy second hand. Keep the economy moving.
I'm just gonna.
No good. All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and
Ooh.
too loose around the waist.
Just touch them.
They itch like hell,
Ooh.
like an itch pit in hell.
All natural materials, see? Real wool, 100% skin friendly.
No. Is this where my froggy hat is?
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
I have to buy it.
40
Sorry.
and practical, officer. Good choice.
Thanks. Goodbye. This is the most important thing to me. I don't care about reaction speed. I care about this frog hat. It doesn't even have the eyes on it in game. That's depression. It's okay. We can come here and look at it though. Oh my god. It's so cute. I would like some pants. Shoes, I don't really care about. I wonder if you can pawn clothes. Oh wait, he doesn't sell clothes. Take clothes, I don't think. There's the clothes over here.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Heimdall burning.
Man from him Heimdall t-shirt you got
Hell
there.
yeah, man.
Oh, he likes it.
I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was just pure exemplar.
I'm a big fan too.
I wouldn't go so far as
Oh.
to say that I'm a fan, but I do think the Heimdallman saga is an integral part of our shared reality.
Oh.
Most people don't think that the man from Heimdall really existed, but they're wrong.
I'm gonna sniff
Smells
it.
like worn cotton and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy.
Excuse me?
You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about?
What do you mean that it was
I
real,
mean,
by the way?
Even if the man from Heimdall didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has. It's simple, really.
That don't make no damn sense.
Okay.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated.
It is.
All that's required is a more robust understanding of cause and effect. Besides, I've been to Kotla,
God,
though not quite as far north as the Heimdall, and watched northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique, energetic tides there.
okay.
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity.
That's what I was thinking.
Very, very unique energies indeed. Geomagnetic ley lines, one might even say.
How much you selling
2
t-shirt?
real.
That's dirt cheap.
Can't you just give it to me for
Bah.
free?
Why?
Because I'm broke up with a cent to my name. That one.
I suppose that makes sense, yes. Please go ahead and take it. Welcome to Heimdall.
I am a superstar and I just do deserve it. -2 authority. Yeah, but let's just wear it just cuz. We're sickening. We're just wearing it just for now. Why would anyone buy that light?
Hello again. How can I help you?
Let's do this one.
feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Prolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
What is that?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Is it really warm
I
in
try
here?
to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
No judgment. I'm just curious. I probably did loads of that.
I've had to take it. You know, since the People's Pile cleanup.
Huh?
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
What's that?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
Jesus. Tell me about
We
it.
were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood.
Huh.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
Must have been tough.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened.
Well, I didn't even
And
know it
why
happened.
no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment and early deaths. Cancer mostly.
Jesus.
And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Whose fault is it?
No one's. Everyone's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
How did you end up running the pawn shop then?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinaise. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown.
True.
I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but
Thanks for telling
I
me.
like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Can you share that with
You
me?
said you done it before, yeah?
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your nog, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
I write it every day.
Every day. You look the part.
Thanks.
Here you go, man.
Thanks.
Of course.
Thanks. Let's look at it. Huh. When would I use that?
The boomboxes wait on the shelves. And your boombox, that gold and amber Harmon Wow sheet.
If I get a little bit more money, I'm gonna buy the boombox. I feel like it's important. I have this tape, right? I have this tape. So, I wonder if I should sell the card thing. I'm gonna put some, yeah, I don't know. Let's just leave for now. There was something I wanted to do in this episode, or start in this episode, though we are already like 50 minutes into it. I want to keep these around an hour and a half, so I don't know how far we'll get into it, but we are going to start our investigation in here. With no pants on. It's gonna be fine. Let's just go in. Oh, wait, let me
You
get my...
see a set of tattered...
Hold on, let me get my tools out. And take this flashlight with me. And I'm gonna take this crowbar at the same time. So I can hit somebody.
You see a set of...
There's a home open and go in.
You see a dimly
Okay.
lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Let us go in. What's that? A ghostly silhouette of a hair dryers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Okay.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Knock on the door.
Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed-out, dark echo.
Unlock the door with the key.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. You feel the tiny hairs on the back of your neck
God.
rise up, as if someone's standing right behind you.
What is this
Outside,
feeling?
the wind howls in from across the bay. The building at Rue de Saint-Ghislain stands like a matchbox on its side, with men inside, like little wooden sticks, ready to catch fire. A panicking woman squeezes the pendant around her neck until it leaves a mark inside her palm. A man, a few meters away, stands frozen with a key in his hand. Somewhere inside, a spider is spinning its web.
I'm gonna open the door. I'm not scared. Let me in. Oh. It's a gym. Yes.
What is this place?
Looks like a gym.
Yes, but no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
Right?
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Just keep cooking. I'm sure it's just a regular abandoned house. Nothing
Sounds good.
mysterious here. I'm not scared. I will not be scared. Oh, wait. There's a ball I can give Renee. She. One out wall bars. Oh. Smells like leather and sweat.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms.
60
Your triceps
kilograms.
hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Look, and there's
You're
a
right.
trap.
The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
I don't really care
No
about
one
safety
does
hazards.
until they get smashed under the barbell.
Okay, I have one. I have 2 health. Let me try it. Ooh! Ooh! Minus 1 health. Okay.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell
okay.
feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast, just an old man with bad form. See?
It's true.
See? This place is cursed.
Maybe these
Proper
gloves suck.
weightlifting gloves would definitely afford a better grip.
All right. Anything else? I assume we go up this. I don't need... Where are you going automatically? What is this? Always block windows, window panes, and debris. Okay. Let's go this way. Why are there birds flying around? Wild animals stare at you in the dark as stuffed and mounted. A large... I don't know what that is. Demijohn? I don't know. Ew! Airship rotors covered in spider webs. I don't like it in here. I lied. Looks like it remains a 24-hour window repair shop. Why is there noises? I got $3. That's pretty sick. Naked mannequin torso. Blue velvet, soft to the touch. I got $1.55. Let's come in this room. Steel rotor blade bearing the Slipstream logo. What's this? Production schedule. Filament memory. It's worth $50! Holy shit! Skis with the Slipstreams painted on it.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get
Look,
it.
the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream
Okay.
logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Okay, which should they start
That's
with?
a good question.
What a strange leap of imagination, yet still failed. How sad. Yeah, how sad.
Reality is ruthless.
Depression. Now, is it a quest item? It's just an item. Huh. I don't know if we can sell it or not, but I would love to. Is this Emma Atelier? What are you talking about? Sir, you're scaring me. What are you talking about? What's in here? There's stairs. Excuse me?
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Let's look at the
These
drawings.
lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins.
What
You
is a
make out
welkin?
autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins, with organs shining under
Ew.
their skin. And even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space.
Is Welkins a real thing? Like a D&D thing? Kind of looks like a D&D thing. I'm gonna look up Welkin. Welkin. I mean, sky or heaven, just so you know. I'll look up images. Oh wait, Blessing of the Welkin Moon in Genshin. You know that one thing that you pay for? But I don't really see anything like this drawing on here, but that's okay.
Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona.
Oh my god, let's do it.
No longer a mere man, but a welkin.
I'll do
One
it.
of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Let's see, it's important.
Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged.
Jesus.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin. Green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little walking creatures.
Mm-hmm. I want to spend some time. Who are these creatures? Or who drew them? Are they real? One of them's a welcome supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Who are they?
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
Why would they spend
Some
this much
people
time?
really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
Oh.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
Let's
The
look
photo
at the photos.
collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in
Not
the
the
dark,
babies.
carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts
Boreal
under
dvorg.
the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight
death.
for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Huh. The
This
schedule?
is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
I don't know what year we're
It
in.
looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting.
Oh.
It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
What are you in?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
Apparently.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Expect the
The
notes.
handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe."
Heat death.
The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black."
Excuse me?
Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
Ooh, roleplaying.
Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom.
Not the
Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
I'm fine. What's this?
This old fireplace is covered in
That's a
lines drawn
fireplace?
in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Cadron mosaic tiles is supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Speaking of history, that reminded me, aren't we supposed to be talking to someone who knows history? Is that one of our tasks? Radio frequencies
Unclear.
of what?
It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
Are we doing
You think
medical?
so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in
This one?
on any station it wants.
Who's the game
Someone
master?
very important. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
Who's
Whoever
playing?
decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like.
So you call in to play a
A
game?
list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il Mara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
How do you
My
know?
God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say
The
that?
schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
What's this? Scribble across the notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Oh! Go back in the door. Go back in the door. Let me go back up this way. There was a hallway that I wanted to go see. Oh, what's this?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
The
Turn it
machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber,
Ew, the
revealing
name.
fluorescent
The
play
vo-
and
the-
print
not the name,
keys
the
on the
sound.
keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look
It's
inside.
empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
But I want to sell it. God damn it.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A
Press
bar
play.
of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest?
No.
Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter?
No.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production
The
schedule?
filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean the glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password. Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
I'm the police.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Is it my birthday?
Still no.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why do you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Any information?
One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Wow, that's conceptual. And what is that?
Any other questions?
What are you, a machine or alive?
Yes, I am alive.
74.
I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Where are you? How did you know where
I
I
work
am?
as a repeater
I don't
at
think the
the
first one will
East
work.
Indian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance,
Okay.
a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark.
Interesting.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
Let's try the password.
Good. Please repeat the password.
No.
Receive
Don't worry,
Fortress. Thank you.
tiles on the cube are still smoldering.
Let's
The
remove it.
filament slides out.
We don't have a password yet. Yes?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
A failed business.
Yes, that is the question. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Huh.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Has anyone ever done this
Not
before?
to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
Right.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
And this is a role-playing game?
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
It's true. How are they
Two
planning to do
call-in
it?
stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
What do you think happened?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but
World's cold and lonely. Let's just finish
it's too
it.
late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
That's all you had to say, sir. What's in this hallway? Oh?
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives.
Well, let's knock
What
on
an
it.
odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Woman, knock harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Even harder.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now. If this is really an entrance to the chimney, then there must be a furnace somewhere as well. Maybe there's another way to get in.
Can you please try to refrain from attacking
No.
random things?
I can try.
Thanks. In any case, there's no way we can get in right now.
I guess. Oh. Floorboards are creaking. She put a melting snow. What's this? Well, that's everything in here. Let's go out here. Oh, a box. $2 whole. Bitch, we richer than a motherfucker. What the fuck is that? A bear fridge?
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? A
Open the
gust
door.
of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
It's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
Yeah, let's look
The
in.
shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City.
Ice
A
City.
handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Take the note from the
You
door.
pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Examine the ice cream
A
wrappers.
friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
Right? So they tried to sell the ice cream from
I
this
know.
thing.
What an unfortunate marketing choice.
Right? Why didn't they make it a friendly-looking bear?
What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
That's rough. Well, let's look at the note that we got. Interact.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps
Illiterate
stealing
ginger
stuff
kid.
from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
Who wrote
Looks
it?
like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to
That's
leave in
a
a hurry.
plausible hypothesis.
What's a film in
It
memory?
belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
It's like the production schedule you found.
Okay.
Only this one's an off-site copy.
That's Kuno.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
The Kuno.
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Okay. So what's this? Ice cream maker defrosts. Defrosted and unplugged. Okay, well there's that. Hidden doorway. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the pipes. They look inoperable.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Look, there's a hole in
There
the
is,
wall.
yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
I do.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Rifles.
Are these any good?
Inspect.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine
We're
wood
getting a
stock
gun?
in better cosmetic order than the others.
This one looks nice.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
What does these mean?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinaise. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
Oh, so you don't want me to
He
sell it?
likes this find.
Let me look at it. $11. But let's sell it. It's over here. Frozen ice cream maker. Oh wait, there's something over here.
Yes?
Nothing. Let me go over here. Ooh, money.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Well, the black one then.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Ew, was that just a mouse that ran across the screen? I was like, what?
Why did you do that?
I don't know.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. An
Doesn't plug
electric
it all.
sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer.
This isn't strong enough? What about this?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Open the
You
lid.
slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going...
I
Turning the
know how
crank
to.
feels oddly
It said it
satisfying,
wasn't strong
like
enough.
stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping.
Oh, there's another mouse.
It's all gone now.
Alright, or am I on... not understanding?
This orange machine is dead still. It
The
has
pry
a
bar is not
hand-cranked
strong
ice cream
enough.
churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
So, we're just not gonna do it. Because it's only a 3% chance. I'm not going upstairs. Ooh, +1 drama. Let's see what's on the... over here. This way now. We came from here. Was collapsed.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Let's look
It's
inside.
dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other.
Oh,
Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
so there's people here.
The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
I hear... I'm not sure again. I think I can hear someone talking
Wait,
upstairs.
really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs.
Smear your hands
A
with
lush
coal.
layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint.
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul.
What are you doing?
That
Please
one.
wipe your face clean, officer.
No.
You're a proud warrior. Keep it.
Don't.
You can feel your
Dang
cheeks
it.
turn red under the lieutenant's gaze. You look like a kid, not a police officer. Even the war paint can't conceal the embarrassment.
Thank you. So, where were we?
Those voices I heard, maybe it's the... No.
You're right.
But it's not.
The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
What is this thing?
Looks
A
like it.
furnace?
Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No
Like-
signs of any recent fire.
I'm gonna kick it first.
A hollow ring echoes through the
I guess
furnace.
that wasn't a good
Your
idea.
toe hurts.
That's rough.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
you've awakened the entity.
Who's there?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Is that the... Is she talking about the gate back here? Is that what they're talking about? But there was also the stairs that way. I'm just gonna make sure they're not talking about this gate over here. It is this gate. Oh wow. A tray full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. A candy dispenser has been purposed to contain thousands of dice. And then there's this lady here. But we're gonna have to leave investigating this lady for the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I guess I'll see you next time. Y'all have a wonderful day.